So I think of, when working in a classroom setting or in teaching, I tend to do like a 20-minute introduction to the topic, with slides, and then we have some sort of discussion groups and then interact activities so that there's that blend of learning styles opportunities. So the visual learner will get what they need out of it by slides, the audio learner will understand through lecture, and the kinesthetic learner will get the information by doing something hands-on. So that's an approach of how to address learning styles, different learning styles. Okay, so next question.
Yeah, my next question is, what are some examples of activities that students do during the permaculture teacher training, and a little bit about the experience for the students during the training?
So activities would be one of the things that like we can just build on the learning styles is that when people come in, they do an off-the-cuff presentation. They pick a principle and they talk about that principle for 5 minutes. And it's the first presentation that they do when they come into class. And then a couple days later, when they're more comfortable and we've already covered learning styles, they'll get the opportunity to offer that same presentation, and they will offer that presentation to 2 different learning styles. So instead of just so they're working on actually teaching to different learning styles that they might not be so comfortable in teaching. So if someone is very used to or likes to teach by doing hands-on, but is never taught inside a classroom, they will do a sample classroom module so that they can learn how to really teach all different types of individuals, all different types of audiences. And then I do lots of examples of what interactive activities that I use during a workshop or a course. Like one of the things I love is map the territory. So to get used to that sense of place, kind of going back to when we were talking about sense of place, that there'll be different groups. I love to work, have people work in small groups, and they will map the site. So they will put a perimeter, and then like if there's a pond, they'll place the pond, they'll put the houses. And so instead of just walking the land, they're also doing a 3-dimensional map of the land. And how can you get to know a place well, especially if you're just visiting it, by creating these models is one example. So really pretty much every day there are interactive activities that happen in order to create an environment of interactive learning. It's really a lot about people working together in interactive ways.
Thank you so much, Jude. That's really helpful. Building on that, I was wondering how you've seen the students apply what they've learned after the course. If you've worked with them in other projects or seen them in other fields.
Yes, it's one of the things that I have tended to do is I love to have teacher assistants. People who have taken the course, they come in and they help me with other classes that I've taught, and I also like for people to come in and TA for the teacher training. And so I get to experience what my past participants have been doing. And many are teaching on different levels and teaching in different ways. Like some folks will have a farm and they're working with interns and they want to figure out how best to teach their interns, or they're elementary school teachers and they want to figure out how can I best incorporate these concepts in that environment, in a very conventional school environment. There's people who are, some of my early students have been doing permaculture design courses for years now and are my colleagues. And so that's, for me, that's just so exciting to see that people are actualizing what they're learning in all kinds of environments. And then that's not 100%, but I would say probably 60% because people often write me and let me know, or I hear that they're working in the field. So yeah, it really, this course is, and my style, no matter what I'm teaching, is to have people be able to utilize the information. I present it user-friendly, and so that they can take it and put it out there in the way that they're comfortable.
Great. And then the last question that we have before we open it up to Q&A from everyone else is, if you could tell us a little bit about Wilson Creek Gardens and what kind of permaculture projects you're working on now and that you're most excited about.
Gosh, most excited about, I tend to be excited about a lot of things. I mean, I love what I do. And so, working with the plants, I love plants. I'm edible landscaping is my field, one of my fields. And so there is this abundance here on the land. We also have a year-round creek, and that creek has been compromised over the years. And so I've come up with a way to do creek restoration where I'm creating these wattle brush baskets that are stabilizing the creek edges. And that's been about 9 years, and I've been doing like 20 feet at a time, experimenting with this project, and it's working. And it's very exciting to see that the down cutting, the actual taking away of the soil has been stopped, and that I'm building soil and I'm building creek, I would say land edge on the creek. We have a tiny house that we've been working on that's 11 by 16 that is a slip straw clay infill that is pretty profound to kind of see that's been evolving over time and utilizing. We have forest land here, so we use the poles from the forest. We did use the poles from the forest for the main structure. Local straw, clay from the site, are well water, and all recycled materials predominantly, excepting for the metal roof and a couple other things. And so that's an exciting project. I think about, I've designed this permaculture elemental wheel where you start with design, it's a spiral, and start with design, then go into water, soil, plants, and then the appropriate technologies, green building, community, and economics. And so there's this spiral of permaculture elements that I am mindful in what I'm doing here. So there's a lot of community events that happen here, as well as educational events. Economics, I am utilizing the land. I have a small nursery. There's such an abundance of food here that I sell at the local farmers market. Appropriate technologies, harvesting water, and I'm hoping to do some hydro off of the creek. And then, appropriate technologies to me is also the retrofit in where I live. It's like, how can we manage the buildings so that they're more energy efficient? We heat with wood. We're not using solar, excepting passive, because I heat with wood, and my electric bill is $50 a month. So it doesn't make sense if I weigh and measure, as we do in decision making with permaculture. If I'm weighing and measuring how, what is the cost effectiveness of like getting a solar array for $40,000 or spending $50 a month for electrical. So I'm constantly thinking of the beautiful opportunities.
Thank you. That's really helpful. It paints a picture of what it's like on your land and all the hard work that you're doing. And as you were saying earlier, it is a really intense time. And so I feel really inspired when my hands are in the earth and I'm outside and I'm working on physical projects that it gives me a lot of hope when I get out of my head and into my heart and into the land in that way. So I feel excited. Do we have any questions now for some of the participants here? Are any of you interested in asking Jude some questions?
I want to thank you, Anahata and Bloom and Jude, and just a lot of my heart goes up the coast to Oregon, and so I'm often dreaming of that lush land and kind of feeling pulled up there. So when my journey does land me up there, it's sweet to know you're there. And yeah, so for now I'm here, but and just beautiful to hear everything today. Yeah.
Great. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
Jude, if you have any last things that you want to say, unless anyone else has a question they'd like to ask, if you have any last...
I'd like to have a question, please.
Okay, great.
Can you hear me? Good to go?
Yes.
I just wanted to know if there was any work trade opportunities on your land, Judith.
I'm always doing trades. I love trades. So it
Right
depends
on.
on what you do and how it goes. Anahata and Bloom are trading for the teacher training, partial training, and yeah, it just depends on what's going on. But there's always something to do. One of the next projects is a solar shower water tower. So we're going to create a batch passive solar water system that's going to be right next to the tiny house that will have outdoor shower and humidor system. And so that's going to be another project that we're starting up pretty soon, I hope. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
And where are you based?
I'm based out of Colorado at the moment, but actually I am like basically on the same mission and path as blooming biodiversity is, as Bloom and Anahata are. So I like it is crazy to see that you two are like doing exactly what I want in life. And so yeah, it's pretty much my goal and my mission is to be a walking encyclopedia on regenerative living. And you seem like an awesome person and with a wealth of knowledge that I would love to tap into in any way possible, in any shape or form.
Well, let me know when
Thank you, Malo.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
And
Yes, ma'am.
Beth had a question too, and then she said, wondering how much space is in the upcoming teacher training is Beth's question.
There is space available.
Okay.
You could just say there's space
Great.
available. That might be.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. Space available. Okay. And then is there anything else?
So we can get the top end of the interview done again. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, great, lovely to meet you all, and I'll thanks for making this happen.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining, everyone, and thank you, Jude. And it's nice to see so much nature in the background of so many people's screens.
Yes. Okay. Happy trails to everyone.
And for those on this call interested in the Permaculture Teacher Training, there's a link on the Facebook page for this webinar of how you can learn more details about the advanced course in Permaculture Teaching.
Yeah, sending my love from the regenerative area of Hawaii on the Big Island.
Oh, lucky you to be there. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off. Nice to connect with you all.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Jude.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.